The meeting is called to order. All right, welcome everyone to the Planning Commission regular meeting for November 20th, 2025. First of all, I would like to ask for a motion for the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. I would also ask for a motion of approval of our last meeting's minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't vote on the first one. I apologize. All for the approval of the agenda. I'm stepping back. Excuse me. In favor? Aye. Now, we'll move for a motion for the approval of the minutes from last time's meeting. Thank you. Is there a motion for that?
I move.
All right. The vote to approval? All approved? All right. All right, we're going to go with our first agenda item, which is a family exemption for the request of a family exemption variance from Article 2, Section 2.4, minimum lot area of the Fairfield County Land Management Ordinance number 599. The property is located at 566 Cold Trestle Road, Blair, South Carolina, 29015 on tax map number 137-02-01-001-000. Is there any public comment for this?
I'll do my staff report
All right.
first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we switch to the applicant
All right.
presentation. All right, so as mentioned, first item on the agenda this evening is a family exemption variance by one Lizzie Pearson on 7 acres. The applicant wishes to subdivide a parcel which consists of 0.50 acres as reflected on the reference property survey, which does not meet the requirements for minimum lot areas as set forth in Article 2, Section 2.4 of the Fairfield County Land Management Ordinance. Applicant is requesting a family exemption variance as the property was deeded in the property owner's last will and testament. Section 8.2, exceptions and modifications of the Land Management Ordinance number 599 allows for family exemptions of properties deeded to an immediate family member. As such, approving the variance would not deviate from the applicable standards. Back to you.
Is there any public comment for this one? I don't believe there is. Yes.
You could check to see if the applicant is here this evening to speak first.
I'm gonna have to guess that this Jep, last name starts with an S. All right, thank you, sir.
Hold on, we need to see if the applicant is here this evening. Is the applicant here this evening?
She is.
I'm sorry. We'll come right back to you. Sorry about that. Yes, ma'am.
Lizzie Pearson estate. It was deeded to him through a will, and I'm here in his behalf as his representative. Did you have any questions for me?
Does anyone have any questions regarding this?
The last time I think you were here, y'all were still having some.
The survey, the land survey was off by,
Okay, so that's all been taken care of.
that's all been taken care of, so it's correct now.
Yeah, the original survey that was submitted reflected 0.75 acres, even though in the will it mentioned 0.5, so that's been resubmitted for 0.5.
Okay. All right. Any questions from anyone? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Belongs to Lonzo Pearson. I have no further comment. Just wanted to know what it was going to be, what they were doing with it. That's what I wanted to really know. I didn't hear that from anyone. Did I miss that? Do you all know what's going to happen with that? I'll take by your silence, you don't know. And it's okay. Lonzo could do whatever he wants. I'll have a seat. Forget I got up here.
Thank you, sir. All right, are we ready? Huh? That was it? Only one person for public comment?
There's currently a structure on the property. It's like a storage shed. That's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, any discussion?
No, just that I believe we tabled this last time due to the whole conflict with the .75 and .5, and I see the updated survey has it .5 with the building included. As long as the wind don't blow, it's included.
That's right.
But regardless, it does meet the standards there, and if I understand correctly, this does fall under the family exemption portion of this, right?
That's correct. So normally RD1 requires 1 acre. So because in the will request the 0.5, you can provide the exemption.
All right, any questions? We ready to vote?
I make a motion that we approve this exception.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. The motion passes. All right, our second is agenda item is a zoning reclassification from R1 Single Family Residential to RD1 Rural Residential of 32.68 acres owned by AB Freeze LLC. The applicant is Veron Borhala. This is a tax map number 138-0002033-000, and the property is located at 249 Freeze Creek Road in Jenkinsville, South Carolina. May I have the staff report?
So as mentioned, Mr. Bala is requesting to rezone his property from R1 Single Family Residential to RD1 Rural Residential District. He's requesting a rezone in order to operate a campground. The future land use map, as referenced in the comprehensive plan adopted in 2024, identifies this area for low-density residential. Approving the rezone would introduce a commercial use into the area and would not be compatible with the intent of the plan. The applicant has requested to rezone from R1 to RD1 to allow for the development of campground. While RD1 zoning exists in limited areas around Lake Monticello, approval of this request would result in spot zoning and would be inconsistent with the comprehensive plan, which identifies this area for low-density residential development and emphasizes the preservation of existing residential character while limiting the introduction of incompatible uses. The proposed rezoning would therefore be inconsistent with the comprehensive plan and the established zoning pattern in the area. Accordingly, staff suggests that the Planning Commission recommend denial of the rezoning request to County Council. Back to you, and I believe the applicant is here this evening.
Would the applicant like to come make a presentation, please?
Area, which is zoned R1, and you zone something to RD1 where there's not necessarily any adjacent sites directly next to it that are zoned RD1. The majority of Lake Monticello, as well as Lake Wateree, are both zoned to R1. There is RD1 zoning in the area, but the majority of it is R1.
Thanks.
Thank you for allowing me to talk. Would you all mind if I turn a little bit towards the audience? Would that be okay? Just for a part of my presentation, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you all for your time. The reason that I wanted to, my name is Bubby Bala, and that's where the B of the AB Freeze comes from. My wife is Allison. We have 5 children, ages 10 to 2. I think what you'll hopefully learn over the next 9 minutes is that what is being presented in terms of language is not at all what our intent was, and I think there's been a lot of information circulated. So I wanted to come tonight to speak to you all to let you know the true intentions and what was filled out on the zoning request that does not define a campground. And let me just start by saying our intention is not to develop a campground in any way, fashion, characteristic, language. We will not develop a campground. We do not want to. This is for family living. And this is my wife's dream of hopefully one of our 5 kids come back and can live with us one day. So we live on Lake Murray right now. As you can imagine, the lots are pretty small. I work at the Children's Hospital, and I have to be within 30 minutes of my work. My wife would love to have a farm one day. She would love land, more family living type atmosphere. And so that was the impetus for us to start to look for another property. When the kids are older, I can commute and maybe stay downtown when I'm on call. And that's not an option right now with our kids, the oldest being 10, the youngest being 2. I think she would recognize that she needs me as much as I want to be home with them. So we came across this property, and we purchased it with the intent of moving our family here one day, and building our forever home probably about 10 years from now is our goal, maximum of maybe 15 years. In order to afford this property, so to speak, in order to help pay for this property, we wanted to put a few small, well thought out rental structures on it. We could rent to friends, we could rent to the community, we could bring some low density sites to Lake Monticello where people would really understand what the community is all about. It was never our intention to create an RV park. It was never our intention to create 30 acres full of structures. Our goal in mind was 3, maybe 4, of which we would use 1 for our own family. We went down the road of getting an engineered septic system that would be an 8-bedroom total, maximum capacity. And the intention of that was one day we would build our forever home for our kids, and we would tie into the septic system that we have already developed. So we were trying to plan for our future. My wife went so far as to meet with a local farmer. I call him Farmer George. You all probably know him. And he met my wife out at the property, and we want him to use the land for hay if he wants to, and he can keep it. We don't want to charge him rent. We're not looking to make any money. He can help maintain the grass just so it looks nice, and he can use the land for free. And so that was our thought. We do have experience having successful rental structures. And how do we keep the lake community, how do we keep the family living from disturbance? As you all may have heard, it's a larger property where the structures would not impose on any neighbors. There would be no clearing of land. It's already trees on both sides and complete open land in the middle. We're not cutting any structures down. We're not changing any of the preservation of nature, which is what we want to keep. We have in our other rental property, which is our second home, we price them high enough to where people don't come to party. We don't want that crowd. We put a lot of time, effort, and love into our places, and we want people to enjoy them, but we don't want them destroyed. We put a minimum night stay. You don't have people coming to party, and I don't think that's why they would come to Lake Monticello anyway, as opposed to Lake Murray. But just to keep that crowd out, we have ways and things that we do to keep it high class and to keep minimal disturbance and no disturbance to neighbors. I came to understand or hear that there was an email or information circulated about a campground. And to my understanding, the definition of a campground comes because I'm tying 3 or 4 small 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom structures into a common septic tank that can accommodate it. That is where I believe the definition of campground came, and I did not understand as to why. I think there was some information circulated as to 10 RVs per acre, and because it's 30 acres, there was going to be 300 RVs on this piece of land. I don't know where that came from. That was never our intention. We would never do that, nor would we want to do that. All we want to do is be able to pay for the land that we bought and move our family out here one day. And of course, when we put our own family home, those small structures go away because, again, the septic that we have designed is limited, is DHEC approved, but it's small. It's for a house. It's not for a large investment campground, so to speak. I didn't want to come up here and give a presentation. I didn't want to circulate documents. That's not my intent. My intent is for you all to see who I am. My wife could not be here because we our babysitter's birthday is today, and that's the one we trust with the 5 kids, so she stayed behind. But so you would see our intent. We want to preserve family living. We want to preserve the agricultural use of the land. The reason that I even requested a rezoning is I looked for every option possible to put more than 2 small structures. But in R1, you can only put a primary and an accessory that's 50% of the primary. If they had let me put 2 little smaller buildings, I wouldn't have never gone through this process. It was actually suggested that I rezone to RD1. I had no idea it was going to create a firestorm, and I'm sorry for any thoughts that went around that are just not true. If there were a way to apply for a variance just for this, I would. And again, it's 30 acres. I'm not putting this on 3 or 4, would not like to put this on 3 or 4 or 5. They were very far spread out, so there's privacy, would not impinge on any neighbors. There's city water there, or we could do a well. The septic is designed. There's no disturbance of the land. There's a nice gate there that we want to motorize. It won't be high volume traffic. I spoke to some of the neighbors after this information was circulated. And actually, one of the neighbors who may have been part of the process, he supports our mission. I don't know that he supports the rezoning. I believe some of the information circulated was probably from him, and he would acknowledge that. He supports our mission for family living. The last thing that I spoke to him at length numerous times, the last thing that I want to do is put this back on the market where some true investor comes in with money, political power, I don't know, and tries to do this with all this nuclear reactor stuff going on. That's not our intention. And I'm happy to stay around afterward and show you all what we would do if that's in your interest or not. But I wanted you to hear from me that this is not a campground intention. And if there were a variant or way around this, we're trying to do things properly, legally, not trying to look for a fight or intention. And so I thank you for hearing me. If you have any questions afterward, I'd be happy to answer them. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you all have in light of what we feel, and speaking on behalf of my wife, also what we feel was information circulated that is not our intention and not true prior to me being able to present my situation. I respectfully ask that we shelve a vote to the December meeting to allow anyone in the community to propose questions to me for me just to show you our true intention. And if there are any other options, I'm happy to hear them, go through them, but we're not looking for a fight, and we're looking for nothing other than what I just explained. So thank you for your time. I guess that's all I have.
There's been a request to table this until the December meeting. Do I hear a motion to do that, or do we want to move forward with a vote?
No. I move that we table it to the next meeting,
All right, I have,
next month.
is there a second to that? Second. All right. All opposed, say nay. All. Yes.
I'm not on the agenda. I came in a couple of minutes late, but I would like to speak if I may.
If we table it at this point, you'll have to speak at the December meeting.
I tried raising my hand before you asked for a vote.
Doesn't matter, does it?
If the vote is tabled, there will be no public comments this evening. The public comment will take place on the day that the vote occurs. So if that is in December, the public comment session will take place in December.
I submitted a letter to you all on the 19th. Do you all have any comment on my letter on the subject?
Sir, we'll have to deal with that at the December meeting. I'm sorry.
So mine.
We have a stack of emails from everyone. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. We do have emails from everyone who submitted one to Joseph, so we have all of that information. Yes, sir. But it will be addressed in December at the next meeting if we table this.
Thank you.
All right, so I had a motion on the table and a second. Can I have a vote, please? on whether or not we decide to hold this until next month. Everybody say aye. Aye. All in favor? Motion passes. We'll table this until December. All right, we have one more. And that is, the agenda item is a zoning reclassification from industrial district to B2 general business district of 7.34 acres owned by NIG LLC. The applicant is Jisbar Bahama. This is tax map number 145-03-02-014-000. The property is located at 1713 State Highway 321 South in Winnsboro, South Carolina. Joseph?
Thank you. Quiet, please. If anybody would like to speak, can you please step away? The meeting is still active. Thank you. So as Julie mentioned, Ms. Bahambra is requesting to rezone her property from I-1 Industrial District to B2 General Business District. She's requesting a rezone in order to operate a gas station with an accessory convenience store use. The future land use map, as referenced in the comprehensive plan.
Hey, excuse me.
Quiet, please. We're still in a meeting in progress. Would everyone please be quiet? We still have a meeting in progress. We would appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Okay. So the future land use map, as referenced in the comprehensive plan adopted in 2024, identifies this area for industrial and commercial development. Approving the rezone would introduce an incompatible use per the intent of the plan. The applicant has requested to rezone from I-1 to B2 to allow for the development of a gas station with an attached convenience store use. While the I-1 zoning district allows for gas station uses, it does not allow for the accessory convenience store use. The comprehensive plan identifies this area for industrial and commercial development, and therefore the proposed use would create consistency with the plan and establish zoning pattern in the area. As such, staff suggests that the Planning Commission recommend approval of the rezone request to County Council. Back to you.
Is the applicant here to make a presentation? Joseph, do you know?
Is the applicant here this evening? Would you like to speak?
No. All right. I don't have anyone else to speak on behalf of this. All right. So do I have a motion to, let's see, the staff report suggests that,
Discussion.
is there any further discussion on this
I would just
at all?
like to say, I live in Winnsboro, and I pass by where the sign is located, where this property is located, and it's in an industrial environment right now, so it really seems like this would be really compatible and kind of fit into that area real nicely. It just seems like it'd be a good fit and a good way for us to go moving forward myself.
And now we're looking at a gas station and not a convenience store gas station combination, correct?
Yeah, so right now it's zoned industrial,
Okay.
which would allow for the gas station. So she wants to do a convenience store along with the gas station, so hence the rezone to B2.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Sorry. That south side of Winnsboro has at least 2 gas stations there currently. Right. So is this specifically geared towards truck stop, like large trucks, or is this just a 3rd gas station in a row right there?
In terms of what kind of gas station you're saying it's going to be? Well, it could be a gas station or a truck stop. if the applicant's here, they can mention what kind of services they want to provide in terms of gas, diesel, things along those lines. But she can do either, truck stop, or serving diesel, or just regular gasoline.
Is it directly on 321?
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys are familiar with where the county maintenance depot is, it's right across the street from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, is there any further discussion on this item?
I make a motion, we approve this rezoning to B2.
Second.
All right, all in favor? The motion passes. All right, is there anything else that we need to discuss tonight?
That's it.
All right, call the meeting closed, and, well, I need a motion to close the meeting, please.
Motion. Move that we adjourn. Second.
A second? All right, the meeting, all in favor of adjourning the meeting? All right, motion passes, the meeting is adjourned.